There are so many. Mental arithmetic, Morse code, handwriting, typing on a QWERTY keyboard, shorthand, sales, manual driving, changing tires, car maintenance, grammar, punctuation, spelling, socializing, pubs, clubs, etc., computer programming, dancing, conversing in foreign languages, reading music, interviewing, writing novels, screenplays, poems, scripts, plays, sketches, speeches, etc., public speaking, even soldiering. Media literacy. Not just fictional media, but the ability to be objective and question the sources of the non-fictional media they get, why it is being presented the way it is, what message they're trying to get across, etc. Always ask questions. Question everything. Even if it aligns with your values, don't just take it as fact. Make sure it aligns with your values for a good reason, and is being implemented in a way that aligns with those values. And also research. I think this impacts research too, to not ask questions. Many people just take what the AI system tells them, and even before that the first web page Google shows you. Ask questions. Look at sources. Think about it from different angles, even and especially if it's uncomfortable. In order to be licensed as a black cab driver in London, the iconic ones, you need to do the knowledge, memorize central London, every street 25,000. Every point of interest, and the quickest route 320 runs between any of them. It takes around 3 minutes 4 years to do so, and pass all the assessments as soon as you do. You load up with Google Maps for live traffic info anyway. It was initiated in 1865, and has changed little since. Until the advent of smartphones, with GPS mapping and live traffic, this knowledge would have been exceptionally handy. Proper, considered, informed criticism of performance, film and visual art. Good criticism used to be part of the arts ecosystem, keeping audiences and artists informed and curious. The generation of critics who made criticism an art form in itself is dying or retiring, and the space for published critical thinking is shrinking, replaced where it's replaced at all by enthusiastic but naive influencers who lack that depth of context. Repairing computers. I brought countless dead Windows 98 and machines back to life. I could scan the system file folders by eye and immediately tell which files didn't belong there. Malware. I could repair the install without losing the user's desktop layout, files, emails, etc. Now you just buy a new phone when you drop the old one. Being able to spell. Patience. We're surrounded by things that trigger us and want us to react. We need to relearn how to respond, process, and come up with our versions of expressions. Reacting is giving in to fragile emotions that do not hold ground. It is a major cause of issue in today's day and age. Responding to things itself has become a life skill. I've noticed that admin and secretarial courses are disappearing from local colleges. Also, a rewarding body no longer offer their word and text processing qualifications. I think it's just accepted that people can touch type now on leaving school, or perhaps it's a reflection on the fact that I may be able to do a lot of this soon. Writing in cursive. Cursive handwriting. With digital, no one in alpha is getting cursive writing lessons, and frankly, they probably didn't need it. Number memorization. Used to remember tons of phone numbers by heart, my friends, my family. Now I only know a couple. Kind of useless to know all of them anyway. I'm going to go with an outside-the-box one, things that tie. Specifically, sneakers and neckties. Sneakers are shifting to quick laces and heel drop mechanisms to keep a tight fit but still be slip-on-off. Think Kaizik. Neckties are being reserved for stuffy suit jobs or funerals. More weddings are featuring casual suits or bow ties these days, it seems. Hardly anyone knows how to tie anything past a basic Windsor knot, and even those are sloppy. Also, lots of rope systems have been replaced with ratchet straps and pulley locks. Journalism. Spelling and thinking about what word to type next. But those autocorrect suggestions are pretty badgers. Badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers. But those autocorrect suggestions are pretty badgers. Badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers. Coding, and I know I'll get a lot of grief for saying it, but hear me out. People said it wasn't convincing and looked like shit when iArt first came around. Now it looks amazing, still stamped with iStyle for now but nearly not. This same thing is happening to code right now. I is shitting the bed but getting better. Give it a few more years and it will be starting to put a lot of us out of jobs. Basic arithmetic without a calculator. People rely on their phones for everything now. Simple art skills like calligraphy and doing portraits. These skills helped me pay my way through university 30 years ago. I did a lot of wedding invitations and pet portraits. Now a computer can fire out any font and a picture of your dog on the side to boot in seconds. As much as I hate to admit it, my ability to use Google well has given me an edge throughout my life compared to the average student coworker. I am genuinely concerned I will lose that edge as iTools become more popular, so I am working on building that skill set too. Having a diverse vocabulary, especially nowadays when words are just becoming shorter and shorter. Knowing literally anything from memory, I'll respectfully disagree on this one. It's still important to still know things to then be able to think critically or creatively about it. Knowing involves memory, they aren't the opposite. I'll respectfully disagree on this one. It's still important to still know things to then be able to think critically or creatively about it. Knowing involves memory, they aren't the opposite. Writing checks using checks for ref late 30s and have never bought or used checks aside from dummy ones for direct deposits for work mental math. If your total is 7.17 and you had the cashier a 10, they type it and it shows 2.83. You hand the cashier a 2 so you can get 3/4 and a dime back. Anything that involves only thinking and talking. I will replace all of that. Basic navigation, like reading a map. Now they're digital and point the way with a colored path pins, not to mention voice navigation. I would say that day to day it's becoming obsolete, but definitely not useless. Having a sense of direction and being able to follow a paper map is still very helpful. Google Foo. It used to be great to know how to Google things. Nowadays all that Google puts out is COBS, ads, and I put together web pages that have the same format as a recipe web page. A lot of paragraphs, not one single bit of useful information. Just get on checked, ask whatever you need, and you'll get it instantly. This year, I met 2 young adults who could not read analog clocks. That made me realize how quickly something that was standard knowledge can disappear. A skill I still retain, but is apparently also gone, is remembering phone numbers. Apparently being kind to one another. I will accept the downvotes on this if each person goes out and does something kind for a stranger today. I will give you an upvote and also go do something kind for someone today because I agree with you. I hope you have a nice day. I will give you an upvote and also go do something kind for someone today because I agree with you. I hope you have a nice day. Writing by hand. It's been years since I've had to write anything extensive by hand. Pretty much the only time I do is to write out cards for events or for note sketches measurements at work. I'm at the point now where writing anything long-winded by hand actually hurts because my hand isn't used to it. If I were a little more antisocial and my job didn't need it on occasion, it would be conceivable that I'd never need to write again lol. Writing a letter and addressing an envelope properly. Translator. Critical thinking. Writing on prompts. Honestly, memorizing phone numbers. Haven't needed that in years. Leadership. Seriously, modern organizations are so driven to implement tech solutions, they have forgotten about leadership. Conversation. Having a conversation while agreeing to disagree, with an opposing view without name calling or yelling. Manners and basic decency. Cursive. Critical thinking.